Hello and welcome here to the Hudgell Solicitor Stadium for the final game of the Northern Premier League East season between Bridlington Town and Stocksbridge Park Steels. It is a playoff match as the players to the left of me walk out, and what a massive game this is for both sides. And both the Steels and Bridlington could have their future in this league decided today. I am your commentator, Adam Allcroft, to take you through what will be 90 minutes of nerves, excitement, and perhaps a bit of brilliance. We are yet to see which way it's going to go. So, as you can hear, it's a great atmosphere here so far. There are at least 40 Stocksbridge fans travelling here today, one of our largest travelling support for a long time. And the reason is because with a good result today, if the Steels match at least one of the three teams below them in the league. So that is Hebburn Town, Long Eaton United, or Dunstan. The Steels ensure their place in the playoffs. The first time they'll be in the playoffs since 2018. For Bridlington, though, their form took a nosedive over the last few weeks. That's put them right back in the relegation battle. They're at threat of dropping into those relegation playoffs. They lie just 2 points above 17th place Lincoln United. But they need to match or better the results of Grantham Town or Lincoln United to make sure they do not finish in that bottom four. Of course, even if they do finish that bottom four, ground gradings and things of that nature may just save them yet. So we are waiting as we just see the players are all assembled ahead of us. There's a bit of status quo going on in the background, but for one of these teams, it may not be status quo in the leagues this season, as Bridlington at risk of dropping into the Northern Counties, and the Steels potentially could go into the Northern Premier League Premier Division. During the first 10 minutes of the game, both teams still feeling each other out. Bridlington weren't too far off with a distance from effort, but it did end up bouncing wide. Townsend didn't look worried about it at all. So thankfully we are back. So hopefully we will be able to continue with this commentary and have it back as Bridlington just going the attack here, but it just bounces to Ben Townsend. We are also just setting ourselves back up because we've had to reset the computer a few times and do lots of very, very technical things to make sure we can bring this game out for you today. So Townsend is just going to send this one long now. It bounces before it's a big header forward, and a little bit Poole gets a bit of a clobbering there from the Bridlington man, so it's just going to be a free kick for the Steelers about 5 yards into the half. We have got some scores to tell you about, and we will update you because they are actually very important. Long Eaton are leading 1-0 against Brighouse. So that's obviously important. Our playoff battle. Hebburn are leading 1-0 against Cleethorpes, another one important. Carlton are leading 1-0 against Dunstan. Is a big score line. That would cost Dunstan a place in the playoffs as the Steels put the ball in. Oglesby heads it on. We're trying to get on the end of it. It's just a bit too long for it. It's going to go out for a goal kick. And Lincoln United are winning 1-0 against Consett AFC. So as the league table stands, Consett are the team falling into the relegation playoffs, with Carlton Town being there as well. Shildon would be relegated as well. Stockton will currently move down into 5th into the playoffs. So we'll read the teams out for you shortly. So the Stockbridge just get back going again here. Bridlington just bound the ball forward, but it's cleared away by O'Connor. He's just going to go for a throw in front of the Bridlington bench now. So it's just back here with Sutton to take this throw in. So throwing down the line, bounces out. Going to be another Bridlington throw in on the edge of the box here. Back here, Sutton's coming up to take it for Bridlington. Still 0-0 here after 14 minutes of play. Thrown inwards, looking for Broadley, who's trying to escape marker. Back to Sutton. Left-footed cross going in, but it's beyond everyone. Tinker's going to be the first one onto that for Stocksbridge. He's going to send that one long. He's going to try and keep the ball in, I think. And Bridlington will just about do it. And But Lewis is giving it away to O'Connor, saying along, and McCaskill's going to try and get on the end of this. Hitchcock's racing out, and he is going to follow that out for a goal kick there. Smart play from the Bridlington goalkeeper. So it's just back here for Bridlington. So currently, as the result stands, Steels would drop into. As I say that, there's another goal to tell you about. Cleethorpes have equalised against Hebburn. Sam Topliss scoring there. So we'll get the league table back up. Obviously, it's one of those, with it being the last game of the season, watching the league table is almost just as important as watching the other results. Stockbridge would drop into fourth as results stand and have the away day at Long Eaton in the playoff semi-finals. Bridlington on the attack. They're down the left wing here, looking to get the ball in. Back to Sutton now. Now Sutton controlling, looking to get past a Fabu in a bit of turn of pace, and he does get a ball in. It's deflection out Fabu, and that takes a sting out of it. Curtis Turner able to clear, and he sends it long for Rawson, but he goes out to play for a Bridlington throw. Bridlington just having more of the possession at the moment. So back with Sutton again now for the throw-in. Goes it inwards to rolling. Back to Sutton, gets closed down by Turner, claims a handball from Bridlington, and they're not given. Another ball long as Martindale tries to head it back to his man. He does, even though it loops very high into the air. They're just down the left wing here. Bridlington, they're looking for the overlap. They seem to have found it here. Ball going in beyond Baker. It's taken a deflection off him, and it's going to be a corner kick to the home side here. So Bridlington's first corner of the game. As we just see, it's who's going to take this one. So it's a early challenge here for the Steel's defence. To defend. Got to tell you about Pontefract are 1-0 upon Tadcaster. James Baxendale score, and that one doesn't really matter to anyone at the point of the season other than the people involved. Ball going for Bridlington, headed away by Town Road. Poole will clear it very high into the air. There. It's Broadley who tried to get a touch onto it, gets it to the left wing. It's kept in, right-footed, diagonal ball in. Town Road heads it away, and it's just going to go back to Oglesby, who clears this one out. And it looks like McCaskill's trying to get the beating of his man here. Bounces ahead of him. Dixon is back to try and head it back to his goalkeeper. It's well dealt with by Bridlington. 17 minutes gone. 0-0 here. And Baxdale just rolls it out in front of the goal here. Just taking his time, looking for his option. Going long here. Townwell's going to be the one to look to head it out. But it goes beyond him. It might go beyond the wing, but actually Broadley's just picked that up in a really good position. It's great distribution from Hitchcock, who's turned that straight into attack. Right-footed ball goes in. It's quite harmless, and it's Townsend who's able to come and pick this one up. Steele's just been put a bit under the cosh here by Bridlington, while nothing massively dangerous has gone in. It is right now just looking. Steels are just having to struggle for possession. Ball goes long, head away by Bridlington, and goes back to Turner here, who loses the ball in midfield. O'Connor goes in, peels for a high foot. It's not given as it goes back to Oglesby, who's trying to spread it to the wing. McCaskill collects it well, and he looks like he might have beaten Ben Lewis, and then Lewis is able to collect it, and he looks like he's going to clear that one down the line, and it's flicked on, and it's just going to be Oglesby who covers it well, takes the touch, going to just beat his man there quite well, Oglesby. He sends it down to Tinker, who flicks it on, but it's been blocked by Lewis. It's out for a throw into the Steels. So it's going down the line here for Stocksbridge, but it breaks, and Bridlington able to clear it. Goes through Turner's legs here, but before Baker's able to pick it up, gets it to Tink on the left. Tries to get back to defence, but he can only get it to Norfolk, and he's now spread it on the right side. Bridlington on the chance of a counter. Dackers, Matt Broadley got it, but then Oglesby's covered it well, and Oglesby's just booted that one right out the ground. Steele's almost caught out there. One poor pass from Jack Tinker. They're putting us under some pressure. So we just back here for Lewis to take the throw in. Tries to get it right across here, and he does really well. Gets into central midfield, but tackling from Turner gets away before Town and slices his clearance a bit, and Ben Lewis heads it back into midfield. Flicked on, looking for the right wing. No one's there for Dixon's pass, and it's going to be a throw in here. In local football, Rotherham United are 1-0 down to Bristol City. Tommy Conway scoring that one. And it's back here for Tinker to take the throw-in down the line. Rawson takes it to knee. Good control from Rawson. Pass it back to O'Connor. First touch pass to Poole. First back to Turner. Just a bit behind Turner. Turner's going to and get it forward. And a who's going to try and put some pressure on Sutton here. But Sutton's able to clear it away. And it looks like Martindale's going to get onto it. But Baker just boots back and it's going to go out. Well, it's suggested by Townsend and who volleys it away to stop it going out for a corner. Interesting goalkeeping from Townsend before the ball bounced off Poole, who was dragged down as it happened. There's going to be a throw-in, though, to Bridlington on the left-hand side. Right, 20 minutes gone so far. It's 0-0 here. Stocksbridge yet to really get into this one as of yet. And you notice to see someone when a seagull about the size of 3 houses shows up above the pitch. It's just Bridlington on the attack, and it's just flicked away, but it's been chased onto by Ali Aldemir, but it is cleared away. It's with McCaskill now, spread it onto Poole on the right, who's going to get it across, looking for O'Connor. I think that's going to be a bit too much for him. Actually, the bounce on the pitch has helped him out, but Lewis gets to it first, who able to clear it out over Tinker's head and then be knocked on by Bridlington, but cleared away, and then going to go back to Lewis, who first touch pass into Martindale, looking to turn. Turner stops him, but then he looks to get out on the right-hand side as Lewis is coming forward for Bridlington now. Look, finds the overlap brilliantly to Aldemir. It's a great pass. He gets it past Tinker, but Tinker blocks across there, and it's going to be another corner for Bridlington. Bridlington in the ascendancy right now. So it's back here for a corner kick to Bridlington Town right now. It's Andy Norfolk on the corner. Right-footed, goes in, outswinger. Free header, bounces and cleared off the line by Curtis Turner. No, back to Norfolk on the right wing, and in that cross is blocked out by Rawson. It's not going to go out just yet. Rawson's going to fight for it. 2 number 9s fighting for the ball. Rawson eventually gets long clearance out. McCaskill here looking to turn. Looked into it, the pass to Faber, who is offside, and the flag is rightfully going to go up there. Faber looked annoyed. He is well off it. He has no reason to complain about that one. The Bridlington defence saw what he wanted to do, stepped up in time very well, and stopped a potential counter-attack there. It's back here for Bridlington to say. It was an interesting one. That free header, poor defending from the corner for Stocksbridge, but the header didn't really have much power onto it. The Stocksbridge defence were just watching for Curtis Turner clear it away. As Bridlington send this free kick, they're looking to get it right into the box. Oglesby heads it away. Faber's going to get the first touch onto it. He does. He's been forced backwards here now. Tries to knock it past his man, and he does eventually and he spins out of one challenge and he's carrying on with it before it goes out to play. It's going to be Bridlington's throwing, but unfortunately it doesn't come to much of that, but just be pointing in. So some goals to tell you about. Oops. Do apologise if you heard anything on the microphone there. That sounded a bit belchy. So the goals to tell you about that are very important. Consett have equalised against Lincoln United. We will update you on the relegation table in a second. And North Shields have taken a 1-goal lead against Worksop Town. Worksop's unbeaten run is under threat on the last game of the season. The last time they lost was the opening game of the season. So as results stand, Lincoln United are in the relegation battle form as Norfolk's breaking through, but Oglesby heads it away. There is an appeal from a penalty there, but that would have been a very, very weak one if that had been given. Back with Sutton now, who puts it into the midfield, but it goes straight to O'Connor, who's has ball forward, is sliced, goes back into Bridlington field, and they're going to knock it long on the left wing for Broadley to chase. Broadley collects it just before it goes out for a goal kick. He slips as he puts the ball to Sutton, and Sutton gets it anyway, back in that same position. A very high hanging cross as it goes beyond Aldemir, and they're going to try and flick it across, but Poole's able to head it away. Stocksbridge continuing to be under pressure. Bridlington, the better side so far, as Rawson just gets a tackling out for a throw-in to the home side now. So back here. Townsend's arms. Townsend's moving quickly now as well. Looking for the counter, and he's going to send it. He's looking for Rawson in the centre. Rawson's just going to miss that header, though. It's going to be headed away by Williamson. And Poole's going to try and head it back in there, but it just goes back to midfield. The midfield battle being well and truly lost by Stocksbridge at the moment. As Town Road there just goes into the back of the Bridlington man, and it's going to be a free kick to the home side. So, oh, it's just back. It's going to be a free kick. What a chance to, about 40 yards out, a chance to put the ball into the box from here for Ali Aldemir. Both teams, as obviously we've been 0-0, both teams are getting what they want in terms of getting for the final places. Ball going in, it's going hanging on the far post. It almost goes in itself. It's going to be a corner kick. I think Rawson may have just got enough of a touch onto that. The Steels are living dangerously right now. Ball in the relegation battle. Concert have gone 2-1 up on Lincoln United. Daniel Barlow scoring that one. As Andy Norfolk will get this corner here. Good opportunity for Bridlington once again. Ball going in. Free header again. Townsend punches it away. And Stocksbridge need to improve their defending from these set pieces at the moment. O'Connor clears this one down line. Faber who's going to try and pay chase here. McCaskill causing problems, and it's McCaskill who gets onto it. Keeps it in well. McCaskill facing down his fullback on the right wing. Looking to cut inside. Goes outside now. Breaks through, but he does a too heavy a touch this time, and it goes. This is a massive scoreline happening. North Shields are 2-0 up on Worksop Town. The only team to have gone 2 goals up on Worksop all season. As there's a big challenge gone in from Stocksbridge there and appeals for a red card. Hard coming in, and will the Steels see a man go down early? Not only would this be a man going down. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to sound like I was saying I didn't see because I was looking at this scoreline going up. It's Lewis McCaskill and it's talking to at the moment. And Thomas Poole has already had 1 red card this season for some afters. Will the referee give leniency because it's early in the game? Or will it be a yellow? You go to. Oh, I think Bridlington went 2-0 patch. I do correct it. Of course, that's the place where I'd say it rather than Bridlington fans. Maybe, but works up. But right now we're just looking at this card situation here and what the referee is going to decide here. It looks like he's looking at the number, so I would suggest it's going to be a yellow card. And the Steels get off a bit lucky as Thomas Poole gets a yellow card. Bridlington only went 1 up on Worksop, just to correct that bit of statistical thing. I was right. Bridlington one of the few teams who got close to getting to win against Worksop. I've been all the stats from Bridlington here before they took another set piece in. So here comes the big ball in, looking for this far end here. Osby heads it away, appeals for a penalty. Nothing here, comes a shot, it's sliced and it goes out for a goal kick. Stocksbridge need to set up or they will end up losing this one and be at risk of losing their place in the playoffs. Townsend here will take this goal kick. Currently 29 minutes gone, it's 0-0, but Bridlington with the better chances and Stocksbridge can count themselves lucky to be drawing at the moment. Ball going in, headed away from Rawson. Goes for Griffin in midfield, being forced backwards here. Gets the ball into midfield and it just drops for Bridlington here, and it's going to open up from here. Going to spread it onto the right wing here. Here, as Aldemir gets the beat in a tinker, and he's going to get it to Lewis here. Ball cross going in, far end headed. It's in the Bridlington and Stocksbridge here. As Matt gives the lead with a strong header here. And Stocksbridge, it's well deserved for Bridlington. They've been the better side with the better chances. The Steels have yet to show up on the seaside as of yet. And now we are 1-0 behind. This would drop us to 5th place in the table as results stand. And we are currently at risk if Dunstan are able to come back in their game. Well done, Ben. Time for Stocksbridge to try and get themselves back going again here against a team that in recent years they've done so well against, but it seems like when it's really counting, it's not happening for Stocksbridge. Ball goes back here to Turner. takes a touch. He's going to take it forward. Carrying the ball forward here. Turner tries to get the right ball. There's such a poor pass from Turner. What is happening to this Stocksbridge side? The pressure is on and Stocksbridge are melting. Back here for Sutton's throw-in here. Goal to Sheffield FC are 1-0 up on Stockton. Connor Cutts having scored that goal. Right at the moment, as a result, Stocksbridge would have to go away to Stockton on Tuesday night. Ball goes through to a Fabe who takes the touch inwards, trying to get out of trouble, and it gets it to Poole on the right side, who sends on long to chase. It's well ahead of Rawson. It's going to be easily dealt with by number 3. Rawson does charge it down, and it's going to be a front Bridlington deep in their own half at the moment. It's going to go back here for Sutton to take this throw in deep into the Bridlington half. Throwing down the line, headed backward by Turner, and it could break here as Aldermere is going to look for the run here. Oglesby's going to try and stop Broadley's run here. Oglesby has got the beating of him there. Passing back to Townsend, who is clearance is blocked by the backer Tinker, who I can't say is having the best game of his life today. And the attack's still on. Dixon here plays it centrally to Aldermere. Turner gets a good tackle in, and the counter might get in. Poole's going to spread it out, but he's a bit ahead of Turner, and Bridlington are now going to knock it forward, and it might just bounce to stay in the box here. Now it's gone out for Townsend, and it's just not going right. Stockbridge have been in good form before this game, and now they need to rally back and show some of the spirit they've shown, particularly in that run that was so good in November and December, where we were going down and managing to get back into games. The game against Brighouse at the start of the year comes to mind. Slice ball forward by Townsend. Tinker loses that fight. Oglesby back and just has to pass it out to play here for a throw-in. Keep going. Ball here on the right-hand side. Lewis throwing it down the line. Headed by Norfolk beyond the play, back to Townrow, who boots it away. Only back for Marksdale to head it back in there. It's headed on by Aldermere, but he's offside. Free kick to Stocksbridge here. 32 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to Bridlington Town at the moment. Goal coming from Matt Broadley. A big, powerful header in the middle of the box. Long ball forward from Townsend here. Looking for a Fabu. Ooh, he misses. He gets it back after that poor header there. Fabu's just going to get it into the middle to Turner, who touches it onto McCaskill. Attacking open up for Stocksbridge here. McCaskill running the defence, cutting inside. McCaskill looking for the overlap of a Fabu. Goes beyond everyone. Appeals for offside, not given, but the attack didn't come to anything anyway. Back here with Hitchcock now. All going long, headed back into favour. Going to try and chase this and cause problems for Sutton. Sutton is going to gather it cleanly and then turn and just boot this one right. It's out of actually stayed in play. Hey, Baker just passed it back into the middle here for Griffin to collect. He sends it long. Heads it back. He's going to speak in the midfield. No one in the midfield for Stocksbridge today. As Mulbus bounces to a Fabu. Back to Poole. Going to send it long for Rawson to chase. Covered well by Bullis here. And it's going to go out for a throw-in. Front of the Stocksbridge fans in that corner there. Back here for Sutton, who's going to go take this throw in now. So Sutton throws it down line, well intercepted by Tinker. Tinker gets passed through to Turner. Turner evades the pressure. Turner looking to find McCaskill. Would have found him, but great header away from Lewis. Ball going to the midfield here, going to bounce before being cleared out. Oglesby comes to collect it, chests it down. Going to have no pressure at all. Norfolk coming in at him here, but Oglesby is going to send this one long, looking for McCaskill. Headed away from Vilo, is going to go out to play. Going to be Stocksbridge's throw in here. So if you are just starting to look better, a bit better now. As I look to break this Bridlington defence down. Tinker throws it quickly down to McCaskill. But he's going to get immediately a man on him. And he gets tripped there, and it's going to be no goal kick there, surprisingly. He got a trip on him, McCaskill. Nothing given, though. As that attack is going to end there. McCaskill's just kind of talking to from the referee there as well. Referee today being Charlie Bullock. So back for Hitchcock, just taking some time here. This as Hitchcock returns to his goal. The goalkeeper who been a long mainstay in the goal all season for the home side. As he sends it long here, he gets it to Norfolk, who flicks it on past Town Row, but only goes to Baker, who's just cleared it away. Rawson takes a good touch on the right wing here. Rawson being forced backwards here, gets a little nibble at his feet, but he gets it to Baker, who's trying to burst forward here. Sliding challenge, stops in the track, fair challenge as well, but then Steele's got a trip in on there, and it's going to be a free kick just in front of the Bridlington bench. So back to be a free kick here on the right in front of the Bridlington benches. It's just been stepped up to be taken by Hitchcock again. Stocksbridge just not being able to get much fluency into the game so far. So here comes Hitchcock's balls forward. Bridlington sending a free kick to the Steels, and Hull's got a Steels player down as well. It's Thomas Poole, the man who has already been booked down. Martindale not getting a booking for that either, though Norfolk is going up to the referee to have a talk with him there. I've got it all apart from the goal. So back here for Townsend to take this free kick. And here it comes the long ball forward from Townsend. And looking for Rawson, backing into his man, goes beyond him. Afebu looking to turn his man as he collects it on that right wing. He's got options in the middle. Afebu, few step overs here, looking to beat his man, but not biting. Back for Baker, cross goes in, is blocked. It's going to go back to O'Connor now. O'Connor left-footed in, but it's just going to go across the edge of the box, really. McCaskill's hold it down, back to goal. Looking to turn, he's got Tinker as an option, but Tinker's gone a bit too beyond, really, because the tackle's gone in and now it's cleared, but only back to Oglesby, who takes a short pass to Poole. Poole back to Oglesby now, and you're going to take it back to Town Row as we have an important goal in the relegation battle to tell you about when we have a break in this one. Ball goes through to Rawson. He's just going to looking to turn his man here, gets it back to Baker as that ball is knocked out and goes into the rugby stadium next door. Oh, so hopefully they're friends with Bridlington Town and we'll give it back. So the goal to tell you about, Shildon are 1-0 up against Grimsby Borough. Aidan Hayward scoring that one. It doesn't change things as of yet, but it does put Carlton Town under threat if they can't hold on to their lead. Throwing goes into O'Connor, gets it to a Faber on the right wing. He's looking to try and get into the box here. Got two men around him. Ball is going to go in, but it's a very harmless ball. It goes out for a goal kick. It is better from Stocksbridge than it was earlier on in the game when Bridlington were all over it, and they well deserved their lead through Matt Broadley. But Stocksbridge are finally getting some possession. They're getting the ball forward more now and are looking at a much better time. So it's back here for Hitchcock to send. As the ball goes on, goes out for a throw, and it's going to be. We're waiting for the linesman. Stocksbridge's throwing. Could have been either's that one, but it currently 39 minutes gone in this game. So far, it's 1-0 to Bridlington Town at the moment. As the throw-in goes down here, Rawson's going to head it on. Fabu's looking to fight for it, but it's well controlled by Bullis, who clears it down line. And well cut out by Baker, knocked out for a Bridlington throw-in this time. As it's throwing going down the line, Sutton doing a big throwing down, head away by Town Row before being blocked off by Dixon, who knocks it away. Be caught in the middle before it goes here to O'Connor, and he sends it long, but Sutton heads that away, and it's somehow on the left wing, but now it's been midfield as Afebu collects it. Tries to get past through, but it's been blocked and cleared now by Bridlington, and that's another one in the rugby ground. I don't know if the rugby pays for collection, but it's going to be some money made for them if they are going to get it. Maybe that's a deal they'll make next year. This is quite a nice little setup we have here at Bridlington. Lovely we've got the rugby stadium across them there. About 10 minutes over there's the seaside as a Faber's controlling it. Looked at beating him down, well blocked off, and then Faber just seems to stop in his tracks there. And as it just goes back to Bailey Baker here now. He's going to send it long, but that is just a poor ball, and it's just out into the stand and almost into the ropey ground. Almost number 3 to go there. Throwing it down again, but Baker gets a big, strong header onto it, but only back to Griffin, but he just gives it back to Turner, and Turner's going to get it through to McCaskill. Gets it well in his feet. He's looking to see if there's any options in front of him. He gets a big shirt pull on him, and that's going to be the free kick there. It's Matthew Dixon with a massive shirt pull there. He almost tore it off his back there. We should tell him that they're available in our club shop for £35 if he wants a Stocksbridge shirt. So it's back here for Turner here to take a free kick. There's a chance for Stockbridge to get the ball into the box here. And it's interesting to see that it's Turner on it rather than Poole, because Poole had been very strong from in recent games. Here comes Turner on it rather than Poole, because Poole had been very strong from in recent games. Here comes Turner's ball in, and it goes straight out play for a goal kick. I think Thomas Poole will be on to the next one. Matthew Dixon has been given a booking for that shirt pull, by the way. It will have been more for stopping the counter-attack than it will have been for anything else. So, just going back to hit shot. The ball boy there is not quick with it, I'll have to say. Well trained by the home side, as they all seem to be now. There's actually apparently tactics going to ball. As Hitchcock sends it long here. Going to just go straight out of play for a goal kick here. I believe we are coming in and out a bit. Just sorry, our connection's not the best here. Yeah. Another one just the ball's just bounced again out of play, and that one didn't even ever go there. I've just noticed there's a door between the two grounds, so that's handy. But that's poor from Stocksbridge as O'Connor just pass it right back out of play. I believe that's a door that when I was having a little walk around has the sign on it saying no worms or moles were harmed in the forking of this pitch. No forking was necessary for today. It's a lovely, pleasant day here as Town knocks it here. Also notice we have netting here as Bridlington have another big free kick chance to put the ball into the box. Oh, there's netting behind the goal to protect the fans, and it says there that can the under 70s not climb on this? I mean, I think that's open season for any over 70s to try and climb over it, which is something I'm going to challenge some of our away sport to do during the half time. So it's a chance for Bridlington to put the ball in. He looks very strong in the air, Bridlington. Should have, as the ball goes in very high again. Norfolk's going to go down in the box. Martinell's kept in, take shot blocked. Going to spin out, and then Poole is going to get the clearance out. Fabu takes a touch of the clearance. He's being defended by Norfolk here. Fabu's going to take the pass forward to McCaskill's in centre forward as he's rolled out to a challenge. Tries to get it forward, blocked off and cleared by Bridlington. Here. Back here in the 44th minute. Yeah. Back here for Townsend, who's going to send it long here, headed away, and then blocked off by Dixon before Turner gets it. Turner's going to knock it off a defender before getting the throw in. Stockbridge looking to see if they can end this half well and carry some momentum into the first half that they'll desperately need. Throw goes here to O'Connor. Back to Baker. Baker gets the pass forward here to Rawson, who's dropped deep to collect. Gives it back here to O'Connor, knocks it forward, being tackled here by Broadley. Broadley carries it away, and it's good defensive work by Broadley, but the pass isn't great as Turner is able to collect it. Back in defence for Stocksbridge. It's with Oglesby now. Oglesby is going to send it long, looking for McCaskill, but it's headed out. It's going to be a throw into the Steels. Throwing goes in, back here for Tinker. Gives it to McCaskill. McCaskill gets a bro through to Poole. Poole just can't haul it in. If he could, it might be a great opportunity. Instead, it's going to go out for a goal kick. And that might be it for this half for the Steels. Ball here, Hitchcock taking his time here. There's been a red card at Tadcaster contract. Omar Sanyang being sent off for Tadcaster. Wherever he ends up next season, or if he stays Tadcaster, he'll have a suspension going into next season. As ball spread out here for Broadley, being Bridlington's best player by far so far as he passes it back to Sutton. Sutton looking for the overlap. Great ball here finds Dixon, blocked off there by Turner, and then collected by Baker. Roll out here, it's going to go here for. It's going out to Fabu. Fabu can't, just keeps in, gives it back to Baker. Baker's going to send it long, looking for Curtis Turner here. Going to be headed out there by the number 5, James Williamson. Last few moments of this half, we are in injury time, but we've not seen a board go up. Can only imagine there'd be a minute. There's not really been other stoppages other than the goal. Phone goes into a Fabu here. Back here to Baker, puts the ball in. It's poor. It's going to be defended there by appeals for a handball. I don't think it was one myself. Back to Oglesby here, who's going to carry the ball forward. Oglesby looking to get the ball in. He's delayed it. Puts pass through to Poole, but Poole just can't control it. Poole having a very poor game in the centre of midfield today. Going long, Townroad gets a free kick here for Norfolk going in low. So a lot of support in the comments. I can see Leeds Daly's going supporting Bridlington, but other than that, we've got Ashton and Matilda's daddy supporting Stocksbridge in the comments, and Grumpy Old Man too. But it's not going well as we get close to the half-time whistle. Townsend is taking this free kick. Going to clip it in, looking to get it in the box. Townroad's racing onto it, headed across by Oglesby though, but Bridlington are able to get away, and that will be half-time. It's Bridlington have been the better side. Stockbridge grown into it in the second half, but Matt Broadley's header is the difference at the moment. They lead 1-0. Stockbridge's place in the playoffs is at risk. We will see you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome back here to this Northern Premier League East fixture between Bridlington Town and Stocksbridge Park Steels. Bridlington leading 1-0 thanks to a strong header from Matt Broadley in the first half. Steels risk losing their playoff place. Right now they are fifth in the table. Dunstan losing 1-0 to Carlton is keeping him in it. Long Eaton winning and Hebburn drawing takes them to third and fourth in the table, and us down to fifth. As a result, stands we would be going to Stockton Town in the playoffs. So, just so you know, those results, and Bridlington would also be staying up at the moment. Right now, Shildon would be getting relegated. Lincoln United and Carlton would be in the relegation playoffs. So right now, Stockbridge stand over the ball. Stockbridge were really poor for the first half now of the game. After the goal, they did seem to settle down a bit more and get a bit more into the game, but they haven't really created anything to test James Hitchcock in the Bridlington goal yet. But here comes the start of the second half. So it's the Steels kicking off in the yellow shirt, blue shorts and blue socks, from left to right, while it's Bridlington Town in the all-red kit kicking from right to left as Bridlington Town tried to start a move down the left-hand side, but they just pass it out of play on that instance. The teams are as follows. It's James Hitchcock in goal, then it's Ben Lewis, Will Sutton, Matthew Dixon, James Williamson, Jack Bullis, Ali Aldemir, Jack Griffin, Andy Norfolk, Jake Martindale and Matt Broadley. Their bench is Ryan Caulfield, Edward Rodson and Mackenzie Warren. On the Stocksbridge team is Ben Townsend in goal, Bailey Baker, Jack Tinker, Alex O'Connor, Charlie Oglesby, Keegan Townrow, Curtis Turner, Thomas Poole, Luke Rawson, Lewis McCaskill, and Iffy Afabu. The bench is Jordan Lemon, Mitch Langton, Ethan Bojang, Charlie Wood, and Ross Goodwin. I suspect we'll see some of them coming on at some. And there has been a half-time substitution actually. I didn't notice as it was coming out of the press box here. Mitch Langton has come on here for Thomas Poole, Poole being booked already. So that's an interesting change to improve the solidity of the side. I will say Poole, who has been in great form since coming back from the session, has been poor today. Langton just got his first touch of the header and he looks a bit off it there, but he gets it to Turner, who's clearing his charge down back to Town Road, who chips it over the top of the defence, looking for Rawson, and Rawson's going to use a bit of physicality here. He's going to look for a Fabu down the right-hand side, takes a good touch of Fabu. He's got no help, really. He's going to pass it off his defender there and get the throw in here on the right-hand side. So Steele's in the Bridlington half, throw it out to Turner, who's going down into the corner. No, right in the corner, trying to get past his man, and here comes Turner, ball going into the box, no one's there. Slice clearance, they're going to Tinker, who's fighting for it. It's going to go back to Ogles, to McCaskill, tries to block back to O'Connor. O'Connor takes a shot, blocked again, and then Bridlington clear, but it's better from Stocksbridge so far. Oh, out here for Baker, who's going over to take this throw in. Going down the line looking for Rawson, but it's been blocked up by Sutton. Sutton's going to clear away, flicked on, looking for Norfolk, who is a vocal person in terms of what he wants from the referee. Andy Norfolk is something you notice pretty quickly about his game. So it's back here for Baker to take this throw just inside the Steel's half. Going down the line, look for Rawson, who just misses that, but Sutton clears it out and flicked on. Oglesby's going to look to try and get it, but he's got Norfolk facing on it. Oglesby does head it out, back to Baker. Wants to forward for Turner, but only back into midfield. Langton heads it away, though, and then he looks to get Rawson. And he goes back now to Turner. Turner's looking for the run of Afabu. It's a good pass to Afabu, who's looking to beat his man, and he has got the beat on his man, and he's running into the box of Afabu. Afabu puts the ball up, but he's blocked. Appeals for a handball. I'd say not. Turner's managed to win the ball in the box. He's trying to get away from the mass of men in front of him. He does, but he goes out of the box to do so. Gives it to McCaskill on the left-hand side. Not a great first touch. Bubble in. Right-footed ball goes in. Blocked. Another appeal for handball, and I don't think it's the one again, and it's going to be a throw. We're going to get the mocking handball chance from Bridlington fans at this rate, as it's a throw on this left-hand side for Tinker to take. Tinker throws it into O'Connor. Passes it back here to Tinker. Now back with O'Connor. Looking to get it to Tinker, who looks to be the man, but ball in, and that is a very, very poor ball from Tinker. It's going to go out for a goal kick there over the top of the bar. And some good movement from Stocksbridge. Much better play. Ends, unfortunately, with a very poor final pass. And it's back for Hitchcock to take. Better from the Steels in the early moments of this second half. We are 49 minutes gone, 1-0 to Bridlington. As see, Andy Ring was a bit late out of the dressing rooms there. He's heading behind the goal right now. Ball goes long, headed away by Oglesby. He's going to go, he covered there, and he's going to go out to be Bridlington's throw in here. Sutton throws it across into midfield. He gives it to Griffin, who is going to look to get to the right wing now for Ali Aldemir, one of Bridlington's key playmakers. He's trying to get beaten off Tinker here. And in the end, Aldemir can't really control it. Goes out for a throw in here to Stocksbridge. Tinker rushing out here. Just important goal. Stockton have got a penalty in their game. Can't remember who they're facing. I think it's Sheffield FC they're facing. So Stockton have a penalty in that game. Doesn't really matter to anyone in that game. As after that throw-in, Stockton immediately give the ball away and out for another throw-in this time to Bridlington. So throw-in goes in, blocked off, and McCaskill is blocking it off, and Stockbridge managed to keep it in well. Langton sprays it out, looking for a Faber. Faber just cuts back his run, and it's cleared away by Sutton. Townrow heads it away. Turner's going to come collect it, gets it in his knee before pass back to Townrow, who's going to send it long, but blocked by Sutton into midfield, and overhead kicked away before it goes to Martindale. Gets it to Norfolk, looking to turn and find someone. He's going to take the shot, Norfolk, but it's well wide in the end by Andy Norfolk, who probably could have done better by seeing the run of Ali Aldemir on the right-hand side. Stockton have equalised in their game against Sheffield FC. Hey, Nathan Mulligan scoring there. And we are not going to be getting any favours from Brighouse Town today. Long Eaton are leading 2-0 in that game. Tom Curson scoring there. Ball going there. Headed away, though, by Griffin. And just going to go back to Townsend now. As Townsend shouting some orders at his defence here. Going to send it long here, but that's going to be collected by in the midfield, headed up into the air by Griffin before O'Connor heads it forward, looking for Rawson, who controls it to his feet. He's trying to keep it in. Rawson, he can't keep it in though. Going to be Bridlington's throw in.
Come on now, Brid.
Going to be back here for Sutton to take the throw. Hebburn have retaken the lead against Cleethorpes. They're 2-1 up now. As Stockbridge look to clear away at the moment. And headed back forward by Griffin though, and then Baker just can only knock it out for a throw. And Bridlington are getting some pressure on here. Throwing down line by Sutton, getting thrown down, headed away, and then it's going to be Stockbridge's free kick there. I'm not entirely sure what for, but I'm going to say it was for a good reason. As Townsend comes over to take the free kick and just relieve some of this pressure. I think what will worry, the only attack option on the bench would be to bring on someone like Charlie Wood for Ian Richards if he has to try and change things. As ball goes to Rawson, chests it down well, back to Baker. Baker sends it long, looking for Turner, but it's just going to be around everyone and back to Hitchcock there. Not working there, and Rawson's just going to force Hitchcock to pick the ball up, which is what happens. Taking his time here. Yeah, Hitchcock, Rawson staying up there to try and force him to do a poor ball, but it looks like a good one as he looks for Andy Norfolk. Townrow gets ahead of him and knocks it away to O'Connor, who gets it to Faber on the right. Look, not a great touch on Faber, but goes in. It's going to be Stockbridge's throwing. And the last touch coming off Griffin there. Baker here going to have the throw. They're going to throw it down here to O'Connor, but O'Connor just passes it behind Baker. Just miscommunication from two who've played so many times together, not just here at Stocksbridge, but at the Barnsley Shadow Academy as well. Not what you'd expect from those two. And Bridlington being told to be honest and get the ball back to where it went out. Andy Norfolk trying to get about 10 yards. And then Lewis is trying to get a couple of yards as well. The referee telling him as well. Throwing down the line from Lewis. Headed away by Langton. So Griffin's going to head it right back in as well. And then headed on. It's just being caught to midfield. As it's Turner there, he's going to try and roll it away. Turner's just been asked by three Bridlington players, and Bridlington win it back because of that. And then Broadley's on the left-hand side, puts a good-looking cross in, but it's going to go over On's head. Ali Aldemir is going to try and chase this down, but I think it's going to be a throw into Stocksbridge on that right-hand side. It is that. So Wow, well, Stocksbridge have just got a huge let-off elsewhere. Dunstan had a penalty. It has been saved, and the rebound was also saved. Thank you very much, Carlton Town. Town. So, and Sheffield FC have retaken lead at Stockton. Benny Nudluvu has scored that one. As we just have a Bridlington player struggling with injury now, just down. So we're having some stoppage in place. So no, it's going to be quite a bit of brief. So anything you want to chat about in the comments at the moment while we have this little stoppage in play? So we just see our photographer actually, Mike Bailey, a fantastic photographer. So do go pick up his book at some point because it's a great photo book of the 100 best grounds in the country. Most scenic. Brackenmore, of course, features this as well as a couple of other grounds in South Yorkshire. Unfortunately, I don't believe Bridlington does. I'm afraid. I think this is his first time at this ground. There are some absolutely beautiful scenic grounds that we get to visit, and obviously the joy of Bridlington is the seaside is about literally 5-10 minute walk away. There is a goal to tell about in the relegation battle. Shildon are 2-0 up on Grimsby Borough. Billy Grulick Smith has scored that one. As Oakley just heads that back away, but it's going to go into cut into midfield. Bridlington on the attack, then a flick over to Norfolk, who's got acres of space, takes the volley, drills it wide. Andy Norfolk will be thinking he should do better. He probably should have. Andy Norfolk left in so much space. He could do anything he wanted for a second. He just takes it too quickly because he sees three Stocksbridge players coming to at the right of him, and he just volleys it to this near side netting. But Stocksbridge get a let off there as the volley goes out. Goes to midfield before Langton blocks it off, but it's still caught in midfield. Will Bridlington keep it, flick it down the line, and it's going to go out of play for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Sheffield Wednesday are 1 goal down to Exeter at the moment. As Stockbridge on the attack here through McCaskill, but it's gone loose. And then Bridlington are able to clear. After a good start to the second half, Stockbridge have quietened down once again, but Langton's going to knock it long. McCaskill's offside, so he can't do anything about it. Rawson's the one who's trying to cause trouble as it goes back to Hitchcock here now, and he's going to clear it out. Headed on to Norfolk, who chests it down well, and he's going to flick it over the top. Here for Ali Aldemir, the flag has not gone up there. Oh, it has gone up now. Oh, for a throw-in, actually. I thought he was a yard or two offside there, personally, but no. Hebburn are now 3-1 up on Cleethorpes Town. Ollie Martin scoring there from the spot. Throwing from Tinker down the line. Rawson's going to head it on before it's knocked away by Bridlington. Langton keeps it in. Rawson's trying to keep it in now. I think he has just done, and Faber's going to collect it. He's trying to get it through to McCaskill and left for McCaskill. If he keeps it in, he's got some space. He has done. He's leg it off. Can Faber get to the end of it and keep it in? He just about does, but it's a good sliding challenge there. Fantastic sliding challenge. Appeals for handball from the Stockbridge fans. None from the players, though. And Faber's done well to keep this in and keep the pressure on. Back here on the left-hand side for Stocksbridge. Beat the man, but there comes the tackle in, and that's the challenge over. But actually, it's a bit poor from Martel. Just boosts it out into touch when there's a bit of space there. It's going to be a throw into Stocksbridge. It is better, though, from the away side, though. A Faber in particular there. Barnsley are 2-0 up on Oxford United. As it goes back here for O'Connor, but he's been blocked off down that left-hand side. For Langton puts it back in, but it can be cleared away. Here goes to Town Row, and his arrow's going to clip it over. And that's just a bit of a nothing ball, and it goes back to Hitchcock. Hitchcock's going to collect it in Ross. And there's another stopping play for Bridlington here. You wonder whether this is going to be where Bridlington might suffer a bit, because they've only got 3 men on the bench. So they haven't exactly got a lot of options, so it could be some rotation in the team if injuries happen. And that might be where Stocksbridge can take some advantage in the later parts of the game. So it's just having some work with the physio right now. So seeing all the support again in the comments is just unfortunately not working out for the Steels right now. What these stoppages do mean is that we're going to get plenty of added time on at the moment. Yeah. Which will curl some nerves around Bridlington if results start going against them. Right now, if you look at the table, Bridlington would finish 14th, 4 points ahead of 17th. And now it looks like it's Matthew Dixon there will be able to recover and continue with the game. So it's now back for Hitchcock to get this. So we're just waiting for this game to resume here. Here, the referee is taking his time, Charlie Bullock. There's some words between Charlie Bullock and Luke Rawson, actually. I think Lewison's not been allowed too close. And here, waiting and for anything to happen, and then Hitchcock picks it up. We are currently 60 minutes gone in this game, and it is 1-0 to Bridlington. Ball going long. Town Row and Norfolk having a big fight. Broadley's broke through in that space. Great sliding challenge from Baker, stops it. Langton clears, but Town Row blocks it back in. Oglesby's just going to put that into Rose there. They're actually going to go out to play it. They would try to keep it in, but it's going to be Bridlington's throwing. Stocksbridge getting in their own way, quite literally on that occasion. So it's back here for Sutton, who's going to throw it down the line. Town Row heads it away. It's only going to go back to Broadley here, the goal scorer. Back to Sutton, who's going to put a big left-footed ball into the box, but no one's really there. Town will collect that fairly simply. So Townsend will send this long, looking for Turner, but headed away by Griffin. Baker is going to head it back to Turner. Turner, good touch from him to take it away, but it's going to be Broadley who gets onto him. Broadley gets onto it well. He's going to look to turn it to attack, but he's just going to run it out of play. So throwing to Stocksbridge. Quick throwing from Baker, gets it to O'Connor, chests it down over the top of the man before Rawson tries to head it on. Athewu's looking to get on the end of it, but it's covered well by Bullis. It's going to go back into Hitchcock. Steele's not looking at it yet, still, despite some bright moments in this second half. Hitchcock send it long. Town Row tries to head it back, but it goes to Tinker, who's going to send it long again, but no one's there. McCaskill will try and pay chase, but I think that's going to be well covered. It is going to be cleared by Bridlington, but only to Fabian, who fed it back to midfield, but Earl kind of tried to get Sunshine onto it, but it's knocked well away by Dixon. Tinker's going to pick it up. He's going to knock it long for you for O'Connor to collect. O'Connor now facing up, right-footed ball over the top. Curtis Turner looking to get on the end of it here. He does get touched. So they're coming together between the players, and it's going to go Bridlington's way. That bit of a 50-50, and another Bridlington player down here. And it looks like that might be it for this one. I'm trying to see. I can't see the number because he's got he's laying on the ground. So I think it's Dixon who had the injury earlier. So I think that is going to be it for him. Number 4. So yes, Matthew Dixon is the man who's going to be heading off. Already booked. I say heading off, and it's Stocksbridge are making a substitution. It's Charlie Wood coming on for Alex O'Connor for the Steels. And an attacking change here as they look to try and create more. And so Rogerson is going to be the man coming on for Bridlington. As the ball goes long here, Town Row heads away, and Turner is going to knock it on as well. Go back to Lewis, who heads it further on before big clearance from Tinker is going to go back here for Hitchcock to collect. It's not going to trouble him too much. That 63 minutes gone in this game. Still 1-0 here to Bridlington. Some goals to tell you about. Pontefract are 2-0 up on Tadcaster. Harry Spratt scoring that late goal. Shildon are 3-0 up on Grimsby Borough. Michael Sweet scoring there, but that doesn't matter as McCaskill gets his shirt pulled. He breaks away, but he gets it through to Wood, and Wood is going to carry it on here. He's going to lay it off to McCaskill. Lovely play from Charlie Wood. Great as it goes back to McCaskill here on the left-hand side, looking to beat his man. And gets it caught under his feet a bit, and that's allows the tackle to go in, but he's going to carry on with it, and he's going to carry on. McCaskill, he'll still trying to find space, trying to put the ball in, headed away by Bridlington. Ali Aldemir is going to clear it. And it's just like, he couldn't really do it. Norfolk's got 2 men in front of him as he tries to go into attack. He's got Broadley has helped Norfolk, and Norfolk maybe just took a bit too much time, and he's going to pass it back to Aldemir as they press forward. Aldemir's going to put the ball in. It's straight at Townsend. Pontefract have now gone 3-0 up. James Baxendale has scored the latest there. So Townsend will send it long. Headed away by Lewis. Back into midfield. Stocksbridge just not winning this midfield battle at all at the moment. As Norfolk patrols well, and he's going to find Aldemir on the right wings. Bridlington finding all the space they need to find at the moment. As Aldemir press forward, left-footed cross going in. Townsend claims it. So it's been good play from Ben Townsend, and today he couldn't do anything about the goal, and he's done everything he's needed to elsewise. Ball going long here, headed away by Lewis again. Going to go in midfield, and this seems to be a repeating theme as Aldemir knocks on, but this time it is going to go to Stocksbridge at least, as Oaks is just going to watch this go out to play for a throw-in. Going to be allowed, Oglesby is going to be allowed for Tinker to take this throw-in. Throwing down the line, headed back away before it goes back to Tinker, who heads into midfield for Langton. Langton has some space. He's going to knock it long. Faber. He's looking to beat his man here, but it's curled away from him and gone out for a throw into Bridlington. Then 65 minutes going in this. 1-0 to Bridlington. Steels need to come back to keep sure of their place in the playoffs. Throwing down the line. Back to Tinker. Can only knock it out to play for another throw to Bridlington. Back here for Lewis. Throwing down line. Tinker will head it back out. It's going to be another Bridlington throwing those. Stocksbridge appeal for it. Actually, Stocksbridge will get it this time. I'm going to guess it came off the top of the head of Norfolk there, is what the linesman has adjudged. Which is why even Norfolk, I don't think's appealing for it. So down the line for Tinker here, who's going to throw it down the line, headed back up by Bridlington. Langton heads it back. It's going to Rawson fighting for it, appeals to something. I don't even know who's appealing there, but Bridlington are able to get the foot on it and get it away. Oglesby gets it and passes it back to Townsend, and Townsend's just going to take his time before booting this one out, and it's going to go all the way to a Fabu in the centre. Looking to turn out for it, foot goes in, gets it away from him, and it's going to go back here for Williamson to clear. Bridlington just doing well to control this game as they lead 1-0. Okay, so here comes Tinkers throwing down to Rawson, who heads it on, but booted straight out, straight out by Lewis. I was wondering if it was just going to stay in for a second. Sheffield Wednesday have equalised against Exeter City. We'll let you know the goal scorer that as it goes later on, as Rawson heads back to keep it in before Wood knocks it on, and Fabu's just going to try and get the beating of his man. It's bouncing a bit awkwardly. Fabu now has his back to goal as he's trying to keep possession. Pass it back to McCaskill, beats one man on the left-hand side. Looks to beat another, but that foot goes in there from Aldemir. It goes in, and it's going to out for a throw-in. The Steels fans trying to roll them on a bit here. It's Lee Gregory scoring that goal for Wednesday as the ball tries to go in, and it's just a poor ball, and it's just going to... No one's even trying to run on to that one as it goes back to Hitchcock. So Hitchcock will send it long. Here. Headed back away by Oglesby before headed back there by Bridlington. Oglesby clears the side by Langton, which actually worked out because it's Turner. He spreads out to Baker quickly. Baker will now put it along to a Fabu. Poor touch from a Fabu, who's now going to knock it along for on the top of a Turner, but it's pointed right out there by Bullis. So just a goal to tell you about. Worksop have got one back against North Shields. Liam Hardy, the scorer there. Tap for Baker here, who throws it down to Fabu. Takes a touch back to Baker now. Baker's cutting inside here. Tries to lay the pass off to Charlie Wood here, who's having to juggle the ball a bit with his feet. He's looking for his pass, and he does get it to a Fabu, but it's not in the most favourable position. Fabu trying with the outside foot, gets it to Turner. Turner looking for some space, gives it to Langton, knocks it over the top. Fabu going to try and chase to keep it in, and he can't do so. It's going to be a goal kick. Stocksbridge just not having any decent play in those attacking areas at the moment. I think they're the only one who can pass it. So back here for Hitchcock to take this goal kick. Sent long here. Osby knocks it away. Wood is trying to chase onto it. Gets a good touch onto it to McCaskill, who's looking to turn. There is a player down, and we're going to stop for the player down. Jake Martindale's down. Steels won't be happy with that, as they look like they might have been able to turn that into an attack. And there is going to be a physio coming on. It's interesting. It's interesting because there must be an edict sent to referees, because it was the case that the only way you'd stop would be head injuries. Yeah. But nowadays, over the last few weeks, I have noticed more and more referees stopping it for standard injuries. So there is the potential where I'm going to guess by that it may well be that it's been told. So anyway, we are currently 70 minutes gone in this game, 20 minutes to go as both teams look to seal their own destinies. But right now it's Bridlingtons who are in control of it. Just so you know, Worksop are 2-2 with North Shields. Because of course they are. I'm
going to say them.
North Shields are 2-2, Vaughan Redford's equalised, and North Shields have had a man sent off with Cameron Cunningham. So Martindale just getting some treatment there.
Yeah.
So we are just having this stoppage in play at the moment for Martindale. We are going to get quite a bit of added time, I think, at this rate.
We're playing till tea time.
So. So. Rotherham United have equalised against Bristol City in a local fixture. Jordan Hugel has scored from the spot here. So it looks like it was a nosebleed for Martindale there. Hence why it's taking quite a bit of time. We're probably going to end up with 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 minutes at this rate. Because Bridlington players keep falling like flies at the moment. So he's just going to head off. As he has a couple of tissues stuck up the nose at the moment. As the physio looks to have raided the toilets here to get some tissue. And it is going to be a drop ball with Langton sending the ball long down that left-hand side, headed away by Bridlington. Aldemir will clear it away, and it's going to go out. And it's the 4th one into the rugby club. So if they charged a £5 a pop, there'd be 20 quid up now. And
down 4 rugby now. Nobody's gone for it.
So just waiting for Martindale. Martindale's just trying to get the scene up there. Just interesting. It's like watching a makeup artist with the subject, making sure he gets everything off. And Martindale is going to head back onto the pitch now. Tinker throwing it down the line, not back, and it's going to just bounce all in, and it's going to go out play for a throw. And Jordan Lemon's giving it, who's one of our substitutes, is giving it quickly back to Tinker so that it can resume play as soon as possible. Here comes a long throw from Tinker. Never seen a long throw from Tinker. Here it comes. It's going to be headed away by Lewis. Wood gets a foot onto it. Back to Tinker, who's putting the ball in. It's touched, it's spilled. And it's going to be a battle. Hitchcock gets it again. A Faber was down on the ground and couldn't get to it. Some goals to Pontefract, 4-0 up on Tadcaster. James Baxendale scored there. Long Eaton 3-0 up on Brighouse. Jamie Walker scoring there. That long throw did cause the problem there, though. So something to continue with as Oglesby heads it back away, and it's going to go back to midfield, but blocked off by Baker. But still here with Martindale. Back here for Rogerson, who spreads it out to the right-hand side here. It goes here to Lewis, who knocks it long, but that one is a bit of a poor ball. It's going to go out for a goal kick. 74 minutes gone. Stocksbridge have 16 minutes to get an equaliser. So it's back here for Townsend.
Is that rolling there? Yeah.
He's going to send it long here. Rawson heads it on, but it's only going to be headed away by Williamson and then flicked on by Martindale, but that's going to be allowed to roll back out to be a throw into Stocksbridge. Tinker here will come collect this for it to be the throw-in. Throwing down the line, it could be headed into play, then knocked away by Aldemir out for another throw, about 10 yards up for Tinker to take. As we get it. Throwing down line, headed on by Rawson. A Fabu will then try and head it on, so it only gets it sideways. Rawson's trying to control it to feet. He does get it to feet. Pulls it away from Lang to fight for him, but Bridlington win that physical battle. And then it's Martindale's going to go down there. Nothing given. And then eventually something is given, but it's going Stockbridge's way because there was a foul on Rawson there and kicked away by Aldemir as well. And it looks like Rawson's struggling as well here. There is no striker on the bench. Luke Falco left out of the matchday squad, but Rawson is back up to his feet now. So it's on the line this as Martindale gets a warning for getting too close. Langton will take this free kick. Here's a long ball. It's going to get into the box here. Rawson heads it sideways, but then it's collected by Griffin, who's able to just clear it away. Norfolk's going to do well controlling it. Battle with Townrow. Evades it and spread it out wide. And here comes the counter-attack from Bridlington. Admin challenger. Great sliding challenge for Oglesby. What a challenge that was to stop that attack in its tracks. Goal difference will matter with our battle against Dunstan. Should Dunstan be able to turn it round? Now it's an attacking option here for Lewis to take advantage of as he gets the throw in.
Nobody's been for it.
Throwing going down the line here, being blocked although by Wood, who's done really well since coming on. Clears it away to McCaskill, who heads it back for Tinker. Just boots this one well forward and out of play. Ian Richards is rushing it to try and get Bridlington to get back going again. The Stocksbridge manager, Lewis here, long throw down the line. And it's going to be headed between two Bridlington players of Norfolk, and then from Norfolk got the back of Martindale and how to play for a steel throw-in. I just noticed, as a little swallow just flies above me here. They seem to have arrived in Bridlington today. Hey, don't know if it's a European or African swallow, so can't answer that important question for you, but
Come from Africa.
So throwing down the line, looking at it as Rawson heads it on to a Fabu. Good touch from a Fabu. Tries to get it Wood, but goes behind him here, and it just seems like the communication for Stocksbridge is not there today as Oglesby covers this clearance and gives it back to Townsend. Townsend's just sending a short pass out to Townrow. Townrow controls, sends the ball forward, and it's going to just be caught in midfield by Bridlington, but it goes high up into the air. Turner heads it forward to Rawson, heads it on, looking for a Fabu, but it's going to be cleared by Bridlington. Goes back to Tinker here. Tinker clears that one away, but only back to Lewis, and actually Lewis is going to allow it to go for a throw-in. Well, we have some news from Lincoln United, and I'm only doing this to get the Bridlington fans on tenterhooks. Concert have gone 3-1 up through Daniel Capewell, which means Bridlington can definitely afford to concede one. Just a hint to the players out there. So go back to Tinker, who's going to throw it down the line. So it's 3-1 to Concert right now. As it's being headed on, it's going to Norfolk here on the right wing. As it knocks it, but it goes not and cleared away by Tinker. Stockbridge just not able to get any attacking moves going at the moment. Townrow heads it away, and it's going to just be headed up into the midfield, and Stockbridge just not able to get a foot onto this at the moment before it goes beyond and out for a throw-in to Stocksbridge.
To win both games and we draw at 1-2. Yeah, if we'd have got a draw, it would have been all right.
Throw-in goes back, so it's going to be not a favour. Tries to get a touch, but well in from Williamson. Rawson gets a touch onto it. He's trying to get it, but it's cleared away back to Norfolk, who's got good control, but Oglesby's done really well there to Paul Martin, and he gives it back to Townsend. Townsend is going to control this and he sends it long, and now he's going to go do the crossfield ball down the line, looking for McCaskill here. Touches it back here for Langton. Langton takes a short pass to Turner. Turner is going to take the shot, but it's well over. Turner saw his name in lights, and it's instead going to be a postscript in the match report. I think that is a rugby pitch, but not the rugby club back there. that it's gone into. So it's just back here for Hitchcock to take that. Just disappointing because it did seem like it was opening up it for the Steels, but they just weren't able to do. Well, they wasted it by taking the shot too far in distance. So here comes one ball from Hitchcock. And it looking for Towns at row, but it's been headed on by Martinelli. Only back to Tinku, chests it, and then boots that one very high up into the air. Faber tries to haul it down, but it goes out of play for a throw in. There's some laughter from Will Sutton there about that one. And it's just going to... We'll just see what they can do here now. Sutton going to throw it down the line and headed inward by Norfolk, but Tinker's going to head it away back to Tamro, who clears it up. McCaskill's going to look to try and he can see him do anything on, but Lewis has headed it away from him. Lewis carries it on, touches it well to Aldemir, but well read by Oglesby. Back for Hodgson. He's going to send another one for Aldemir to chase, and it's going to be collected well by Aldemir, who flicks it back. Townsend gets a punch and then flicked away by Langton. Volley comes in, blocked by Baker. It's going to bounce here, Paul, and it loops, and then it's just wide, and Stocksbridge there get a let off again. Bridlington's best chance of the second half as it just bounced favourably through them, and then they almost managed to loop it into the top corner. 81 minutes gone in this game, 1-0 to Bridlington. Steels press. Cassin. Memories go to the start of the season for Stocksbridge, where late drama always seemed to happen. As the ball is not long here for a Fabu, but Sutton's able to clear this one out. Going to be a Stocksbridge throw-in. Baker coming up to take it. Go down if you look for a favour, but it's a well footing from Broadley, who then clears it down the line. And then Norfolk heads that one out to play on the halfway line. A goal from Consett. Lincoln United have got one back through Shane Clark. It is 3-2 there. As Baker throws this one down the line, looking for Rawson, who chests it down to Turner. Turner trying to get down the line here. Turner looking to get the ball. It comes off and well kept in there. Okay, but it's actually going to go there. It's gone out for a corner. The Steels have their first corner of the half and an opportunity here. But with Poole off, it is down to Turner to take set pieces now. And it was Poole's corners that have been so deadly over the last couple of games. The likes of Oglesby, Langton and Tamro all up there. Can the Steels get a goal here and change the complexion of this match? Low ball in, look for Langton, but it's headed away by Norfolk. Langton just missing the header. Oglesby's coming over to collect the ball, chests it down, passes it back to Baker. Baker taking the touch, goes forward. The ball in, looking for the far end. Just over the top of Fabu's head. There's claims for a penalty, nothing given. I wouldn't say it was one. McCaskill's collected it now, trying to beat Lewis, but he can't do it. And Lewis gets it away. Back here for Turner, who's got some space. Turner here. Flipping the football, and it's been deflected, and it's going to be a trouble. Appeals for a penalty, not given. Turner tries to keep it in. It's with Oglesby now. Oglesby gets it to the left-hand side to McCaskill. McCaskill looking to put the ball in the box. It's blocked. Goes to Baker, who's going to take a touch, and then he's well tackled. Bridlington sustained that pressure really well. They're looking for the counter-attack here. But Tinker gets a good touch, and it goes back here to Townsend, who slices the clearance away. And it's just going to go out. Stocksbridge, some great pressure from Stocksbridge. They're just not able to make the most of it. Ball goes quickly to Aldemir here. Aldemir on the edge of the area, puts it across, and it goes to Townsend. Goal for Sheffield Wednesday at their game. They are now 2-1 up on Exeter. Callum Patterson scoring the latest. Long ball here from Townsend. Looking for Rawson, who heads it on, but a Faber not in the right play. Header back here for Wood. Wood's going to carry it on. Going to lay for a Faber, who I think is offside. The ball is cleared into him, and then it's now properly cleared away by Bridlington. But Tinker gets a foot on, and he's dragged down. Nothing given. It's advantage given. McCaskill carries on with it. Step over from McCaskill. A foot goes in. He's looking to get around him, but then that tackle from Lewis goes in. I think McCaskill needs to... He's not getting the better of this fullback today, as he now clears it out for a throw-in. Stocksbridge are starting to show a lot more in the last 10 minutes of this half. It looks like Ethan Bojang is the man who's going to come on for the Steels to be that last gasp to try and see if anything can be got out of this game. So it's 84 minutes gone in this game so far. 1-0 to Bridlington. We probably will have quite a bit out of time considering how many injuries. It's Jack Tinker, the man who is heading off for the Steels. And Bojang coming on. So Bojang is the last thing that we're changing tactics. So Caulfield comes on for Aldemir as well. Here's a throw goes in, it's blocked, Emil goes out. It's going to be Bridlington's ball as well.
Was it number 3? Keep your fingers crossed that you don't get another goal.
Works up a 3-2 up now in North Shields. Luke Hall scoring there. Cleared out. Bojang holds it down well. He looks to touch it on, but it's been blocked off and now cleared. And it's going to now go back to Townsend, who is then going to clear it up field. Ball going out and then knocked away. And Britain's going to go out to play it. And it's going to be a throw into Stocksbridge. But some Bridlington fans not particularly happy with that decision over there. Going out to Bojang, touches it back here to Wood. Stocksbridge on 3 at the back as Oglesby knocks this one forward. Looking for Rawson on the left-hand side at McCaskill. I mean, it is McCaskill looking to get to the byline, trying to break through, but well covered there by Caulfield, but can only pass it back to Oglesby. Back to Bojang here. Bojang putting the ball into the box, but it's a waste of a ball and it's straight at Hitchcock. So back here for Hitchcock's take. By the way, we would to let you know, we will stay on the air until the end of the Dunstan game, so we can definitely inform you about what's happening. It's brilliant to just have a throw in the Stocksbridge, halfway in the Stocksbridge half now. As it just looks like there's a flock of seagulls showing up, and it looks like at the moment Stocksbridge will be singing "I ran away from the playoffs" if the results go against us. Ball go through before it goes back to Lewis to knock it forward, fighting with Caulfield, but goes out of play for Stocksbridge throwing. Stocksbridge are going to throw everything at it to try and get an equaliser and just make sure that they do not have to rely on any other results. Town Row gets a good touch, but Norfolk may have got the turning on him. There he has. He's bearing down. Back with Bojang. Bojang holds him down. It's going to be a free kick close to the edge of the box, and it's going to be a booking for the substitute Bojang. Draw. So it's a free kick here for Bridlington. Here. Andy Norfolk, the man stepping over. It's a good shooting position. Goal difference can matter in this. Dunstan would only need to win by 1 if we were 2-0 down. As Andy Townsend is just making sure his wall's in the right place. Norfolk here is standing over it. Also, we've got Jack Griffin. We'll see. He's going to be the left-footed option. Norfolk the right one. Griffin goes at it. He's going to left it, leave it off for Norfolk. Norfolk takes a shot. Hits the wall, goes over the bar. Corner kick, Bridlington.
Still losing. Good. This swears up in the going broad.
So it's just another corner for Bridlington here. Norfolk taking it. It looks strong from set pieces so far, Bridlington. Another good looking one, but Turner heads it away at the near post. Handball from the Bridlington man, not given as Rogerson tried to knock it in, but it's just going to go. Well, Norfolk's leaving it because he's offside. Turner's going to fall. Well, he could have left that, Turner, and he's ended up going out and giving it to Bridlington as a throw in. I don't think he realised that Norfolk was leaving it just because he was in an offside position.
Stop another one.
And here comes the last substitution for Bridlington. Man coming on is Mackenzie Warne, the son of Derby County manager Paul Warne. Interesting, as I've just been told, and it's definitely he's coming on for goal scorer Matt Broadley. So a throw in here for Bridlington. Steels will look to clear. Haven't seen any boards go up yet for at a time. Throwing goes in from Sutton to North on the left hand side. Well tackled. Old Turner's getting his harassed as well. It's now cleared here before Griffin puts it back in. Chester down well. As it goes back now to Sutton. Sutton looks for Norfolk on the left hand side, finds him, and then Baker has to block it out for another throw in here. So we should be in at a time. Now we haven't seen the board go up. Presume there's quite a bit of it, but Steels are the ones defending. So Grimsby goes out. It's going to go out to play here, and it's going to be a play down. And Stockbridge players are trying to get the ball back here, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be it's either a free kick. I think in that corner. Yeah. Yeah, they just noticed there's not
right close to line then.
Some kids right next to the pit by the goal base. Well, 10 yards away from the post of the goal.
Sure.
Ball going in, and Townsend gets a good punch on that corner. Yeah. Going to be Bojang going to take the touch away, and it gives it to Wood. And then it's going to be blocked off, and then it's going to go out for a throw into Stocksbridge. Wood's going to take it quickly down the line, looking for Rawson, headed away though by Williamson, and then not cleared away by Caulfield. And Stocksbridge going to knock it back, but head goes up and then knocked on. It's going to go back in the end. Town Row is going to cover that one before it goes back here to Townsend. Langton going to cover it. Langton taking on. We are in our time. We have not been told how much. Ball going in. Long ball in. But the important news has come from Carlton. Carlton Town are 2-0 up on Dunstan. This might have secured Stocksbridge's place in the playoffs. And Carlton in the so ball here is going long from Hitchcock. Oh, Town Row heads it away before it's headed back away by Griffin. Bit of a slice ball forward by Warren, but then knocked forward. One that it's going to be a throw in. It's going to be thrown to Stocksbridge on the right hand side. So going down the line, Rawson heading it on, but it's going to go back here to Bullis, but it's just going to go right back in the almost identical position.
Can you keep walking? Don't worry.
So Langton here throwing. Stocksbridge have not been able to get out their own half for the last few minutes. As the throwing goes down the line, headed on, Faber hits it back to Bojang. Bojang has been dragged all around by Martindale, and Martindale is going to get a booking for it.
Give him a nosebleed.
And
want to swap shirts?
It's going to go back for Townsend to.
Yeah.
Norfolk is standing over the ball. I think Norfolk could get himself a booking if he stood there for a bit longer.
Stop, Andy.
The Stockbridge are pushing everyone forward here now. Townsend, ball going long here. Town gets a touch onto it. Been cleared. Town's carried on with it. It's bouncing, but it's got Bridlington are able to clear it. Going to go out right in front of his here for the throw in. Baker rushing towards it to take it quickly.
Come on, Red Ball,
thrown it into Turner. Turner controlling it, having to go sideways. Pass out to Town Row. Town Row flick long to a Fabu. Holds it down well to Fabu. Just needs the final ball here. Yeah. Faber trying to beat his man. Comes up pass. It's going to be a goal kick, and it's frustration from all the Steels players after that. And if not, we do not know how much out of time there is left, but that is frustration for as it just bounced. Just unfortunate. That's just been Stockbridge's day. Poor performance and really just poor look. It came off a Faber's foot last, so it's now back for Hitchcock. So back with Hitchcock now, who's sending it long. And long, headed away by Tamro. Good header. McCaskill gets it down well. He's trying to send it, but he's blocked off there. Not forward by number 7. It's just going to inch through before a late thing. And that is, I'm sorry, absolute poor. Well, it's just poor from the defender there, who gets a slight touch from Rawson and has gone down as if he's been shot. Oh, that is Williamson there, who is going to inch his way back up. And here is a goal from Consett to tell you about. Bridlington are safe. Consett are winning 4-2 at Lincoln. Ball going long here. Headed on by Norfolk, but it's going to go to the left wing. Kept in by Warren, who's going to try and take it to the corner flag here. And then it's going to be knocked in. It's going to go out, play for a goal kick here. Going to go back here. Townsend sending it long here. Head up into there by Rawson, and then he gets the second touch onto it, but it goes backwards, and Brindley's got onto it, but Oglesby covers well and claps it. Back to Townsend it goes. Townsend will take the touch. Townsend sprays it out to Langton. Langton here will carry it forward, sending it long, looking here, but headed away. Hey, and then headed on before it goes to Griffin, and he's just going to clear it out. And it looks like it's going to go to corner flag. Townsend's going to come collect that one. Grimsby Borough have got one back against Shildon. It's 3-2 there now. Jack Debnam later scorer. Faber is going to carry on after Sutton goes down. Sutton lays it off for Rawson. Rawson goes on, takes a shot, blocks out. It's not going to go out. Faber's going to keep it in. But he's going to not it's going to be a throw in here to Stocksbridge. And it's it's booted away there by Bridlington. And it looks like that.
Poor fielders in spectators.
So going to go down for Baker to take this throw-in. Does he have a long throw-in on him? We haven't seen it yet. I don't think he does, because he's going to take it short to a Fabu. Oh, Fabu controls it back to Baker, who's going to look to put it in left-footed, looking one, headed by Bridlington, and Oglesby's racing to get onto it, but he's headed away. Bojang takes a touch. Bojang's looking to control it, but he's going to be knocked away from him. He's going to be holding. It's going to be a free kick here. It is full time at Dunstan. Stocksbridge Park Steels are in the playoffs. Thank you, Bridlington fans.
Score. Tell them you don't need one.
So it has been confirmed. Stocksbridge Park Steels will be in the playoffs. It looks like it will be 5th place for the Steels and an away game at Stockton on Tuesday night. Ball going long. Going back to Townsend here. A goal doesn't only matter to pride. And here comes full time. Bridlington gets the most effective, despite the loss. Results of the Steels. Oh. Bridlington will be in this league next season. We aren't sure if we will be. We may be in the league above. It has been a disappointing performance. Matt Broadley got the winning goal for Bridlington in the first half. But in the end, what matters is that the Steels are in the playoffs. But I don't think the Steels players know that looking on the pitch, because they're down and out as if they haven't done it. Someone tell them, please. So thank you very much for everyone listening for the season. We will be back on Tuesday night, which will be an away game at Stockton Town. But despite the playoffs, we will be here on Stockton on Tuesday. We will see you then. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Adam Allcroft. Oh.